So, okay, before starting up today's class, let us glance what we have discussed in the last class. So, we went through different addressing modes, okay, the types of addressing modes, and what actually the addressing mode is, right? It is the way of accessing the data from the memory or from the ALU. Okay, so that here there are 5 types: in immediate addressing mode, register addressing mode, direct addressing mode, register indirect addressing mode, and indexed addressing mode. Okay, so in that we have seen the immediate addressing mode, where data is going to be provided uh, by the developer, by the user. See your application now, right? So a developer can directly give data to the ALU through some of the registers. Okay, register addressing mode is where particularly either the source or the register must be any one of the register from R0 to R7, but the condition was both should not be. Okay, we'll go through that. The condition was both should not be a register. So this was these were the examples for immediate addressing mode, where the destination is always going to be either a register or any of the uh, direct address. We can write the memory location, and then we should put a hash symbol, so that is used for immediate data. So whatever is being written, that is considered as a data. Okay, if I write hash symbol. Okay, so some examples we have seen upon this, and then we have seen a register addressing mode, correct, where either a source or a destination should be any of the register from R0 to R7, and both should not be registers. Both source as well as a register should not be should not be a same register set, that is R0 to R7. It can be A, it can be B, it can be SP or other things, but both source and register, source and destination cannot be from the set of R0 to R7. But instead what we can do, so here is the rule. So there is no instruction like R5 comma R7 or R0 comma R1, R1 comma R2. We cannot write the instruction in that way. But instead what we can do, see, instead what we can do is one destination or the source is going to be the register like this, then other should be the address. Other should be the address of a particular register from R0 to R7. It cannot be R0 or R7. It can be the address of that register. Okay, so as what we have written here, there is an example, move R5 comma R7. So this is invalid instruction. So what in other way what I can write is R5 comma 07H. So where 07H is the R7 register. 07H is the R7 register, or else I can write 05H comma R7. It means now 05H is the address of R5 register, right? Is it understood? And I want to tell you that the difference between address and data. See, address is directly written up here. Address is directly written up 05H. But data is written by using hash symbol. That is a main difference between the data and the address. So whenever any number like this, any number is being written by using a hash symbol, then this number becomes data. Okay, this number becomes a data which is stored, which can be stored into the address, and that address will be written without any hash symbol, without any hash symbol, like here what we have written, R5,07H. So now move R2, hash is 45H, where R2 will be having 45H. But if I remove this hash, then R2 will be equal to the data within the 45H. So now 45H is considered as an address, not the data. So in the 45H, whatever the data is present, that will be stored into the R2 register for this instruction. Is it understood, the difference between the data and the address? Okay, fine. Right? Then we'll go for the next addressing mode, direct addressing mode. Yeah, as I told you now. So in the direct addressing mode, one of the operand, either the source or the destination, should be a direct addressing, a direct address number, okay, memory location, and that memory location can be from any address from the RAM memory location, Even we can access the external memory, but that is only through DPTR register, because we know what is a DPTR. DPTR always points to the address in the external memory while accessing the external memory, correct? But here, if I am not using any DPTR, then I have to write any of the memory location. This is ATH is a memory location, okay, and hash I cannot use in the destination. Hash data immediate addressing mode is different. Always the immediate addressing mode is immediate number is being written on the source operand. Okay, we know that this is a source operand, this is a destination operand. Okay, so the data always moves from source to destination. The data always moves from source to destination. In the immediate addressing mode, we have to write the data in the place of source. In the register addressing mode, either the destination or the source can be a register, compulsory a register only, R0 to R7, compulsory. Okay, then this is a direct addressing mode where either the source, either the destination or the source can be a memory location compulsorily. direct addressing mode means I'm going to write a direct address here. So 05H is an address now. It is not a data because I have not put any hash here, hash symbol. Okay. So instruction will send the content of R6. So here what will happen? The value of R6, whatever the value of R6 is there, that data is going to be stored into the ATH memory location, into the ATH memory location. Okay, so basically ATH is not there in 8051 because we have extra 128 bytes of RAM where only a special registers can be accessed. So ATH is the address of port 0 because we have port no port 0, 1, 2, 3. Port 0 is having a 8 bits. So ATH is one memory location which is pointing to the port 0 pins. So where port 0.0 can be 80.0, port 0.1 ATH.1. So like that it goes on. Okay, it is a bit addressable. So here what is happening? The value of R6, the data of R6 is going to be written upon the port 0, ATH. ATH stands for port 0 register. Then 45H. Now what I'm doing here, a direct address I'm writing. Whatever the data is present into the 45H, that will be loaded into the R2 register. That data will be copied into the R2 register, R2 memory location. And here also the 05, whatever the data is there, 05H. Say, for example, 05H is basically, 05H is basically R5 register. Okay. The name of that 05H memory location is basically R5 register. Correct? We know that. So I cannot write R5 here, right? The previous rule, register addressing mode. I cannot write R5, but instead what I can write? The address of that R5, that is 05H. 05H data is going to be stored into R0. So indirectly what is happening? The data of R5 is going to be copied into R0 in this last instruction. Is it understood? Yes, any reply? Oh my God. Yeah, okay, fine. So now we will see the next one. Register indirect addressing mode. Register indirect addressing mode. Now, what is this indirect addressing mode? We have seen a direct addressing mode. We have seen register addressing mode. But what is this register as well as but indirect addressing mode, right? So basically, here either the source or the destination address, either the source or the destination address, source address or the destination address is given by the register. Now, basically in the direct addressing mode, what we were doing was, say, for this instruction, I will write, for an example, move 0E5H, comma, instead of at, I will just write R0 here. Now what will happen? This was the direct addressing mode. What is happening here? The data of R0 register is going to be stored into E5 address. right? If I don't write the symbol at the rate, right? If I don't use the symbol at the rate, then what will happen? The data of R0 is directly saved upon the memory location E5H. Now what is happening? At R0 stands for the data where R0 is present. That data is now considered as a address. That data, whichever, see, the data is going to be copied here into E5H, correct? R0 is having one data. Say suppose R0 is having 25H. R0 is having 25H data. So now what will happen? E5 is one memory location. E5 is one of the memory location. So what is going to happen? Into this memory location, 25H is the data which is going to be stored. Correct? That was the direct addressing mode. Now what will happen? Because I have written one extra symbol here at the rate. Okay? Because I have written one extra symbol here. Now what is happening? Whatever the data present in the R0, that is not considered as a data. It is considered as a address. That is only the difference. Indirect. So that will be considered as an address, not the data. So now what will happen? Whatever the data present inside the 25H, again I have to look for 25H memory location. And so 25H is having one data inside it, say 12H. Now what will happen? The number, the data 12H is going to be stored into E5H. Right? Now, okay, one more example I will take it up here. Now what is happening? Say I am, this is, if I say, if I don't write at the rate symbol here, the data which is present inside the ATH, that will be copied into R1 register. But if I use at the rate symbol here, so now what is happening? The data which is present inside the ATH, that is going to be loaded inside the memory location which is present inside the R1. Right? Say R1 is having, before R1 is having 25H. R1 was having 25H. This was the data which was before executing of this. R1 was having 25H. Now after execution of this, R1 value will not be changed, but the 25H into the memory location, there whatever the data of ATH is there, that will be copied into 25H address location, memory location, not the R1. It is not writing into the R1, but it is writing into the 25H. So that is why it is indirect. Directly it is not writing into the R1, but indirectly what it is doing, it is writing the data inside the 25H. This is why, because I cannot write two addresses in a same instruction. Now say I want to write move 20H Okay, move say 0 to h, comma 30h. Now both side there is no hashtag, so what will happen? Instead of I will make it as 12. Okay, so now what will happen? The data where 30h is having, that will be loaded into the memory location 12h. 30h is also a memory location, 12h is also a memory location. Now what will happen? 30h data is going to be 30h inside this memory location. Whatever the data is there, that data is going to be loaded into the memory location 12h. This I cannot execute. Both side there should not be the direct memory location. Instead of that, what I can do, first what I will do, move R0, comma hash 12h. Okay, move R0, comma hash 12h, and here instead of 12h, what I can write? Instead of 12h, what I can write? At the rate of R0. At the rate of R0. Now what will happen? The data inside the 30h will not be copied into the R0 register, but wherever the R0 is pointing, where it is pointing? To the 12h. So into the 12h, the data 30 inside the 30h, that will be copied into the 12h memory location. And if this is what, when I am move x, I have one more instruction here, move x. X stands for external. That is, I told you, know, whenever I am using, whenever I am using an external data memory, then x is going to be utilized. So move x a comma at R0. So externally I am copying whatever the data is there, that is going to be copied into the A register. And here also the value of A is going to be written inside the memory location where DPTR is pointing, where the DPTR is pointing. Okay, I'm not writing into the DPTR, but I'm writing where the DPTR is pointing. That is because of this at. So the data which is present inside the DPTR is not considered as a data, but it is considered as a address memory location. So is it understood? A bit confusion, but whether it is being understood? No reply? Any doubts? Sir, one more. Can you explain one more time? Okay, simply I will tell you. In a simple way, I will tell you. See, now the at symbol is used, the at the rate symbol is used for register indirect addressing mode. Register indirect addressing mode. Okay, what is the reason? Now what will happen? If I write at the rate here, at symbol here, whatever the data present inside the R0, that data is considered as an memory location, as a address. Okay, so from that address, whatever the data is present, that is going to be loaded into the E5 memory location. So simple. Now in this, at the R1, that means suppose whatever the R1 is having, that is not considered as a data. Whatever R1 is having, that is not considered as a data. It is considered as an address. Okay. So what will happen? Into that address, whatever the data inside the ATH, that is going to be copied. Say for an example, okay, this one also I will make it as R0. Now R0 is having, basically R0 is having one data, 12H. Okay. R0 is having 12H. Now at the R0, now what will happen? Whatever the data present inside the R0, that is considered as an address. That is considered as an address. And from that address, whatever the data is present, that will be loaded into E5H. So now 12H is not going to be stored into E5H, but before that, into the 12H is now considered as a memory location address. From that, whatever the address is there, whatever the data is there, that is going to be stored into E5H. Okay, so what is actually happening? E5H is not going to load 12H. E5 is going to load the value from the memory location 12H. So who is going to give this 12H? The R0 is going to give that address, right? So the data which is present inside the R0 is considered as an address. Is considered as an address. Here also ATH comma at the rate of R0 comma ATH. I'm not copying the data from the ATH into the R0. I'm copying the data from the ATH into the address of R0. What is R0? R0 is 12H. So this instruction, what it is doing? I have ATH memory location. I have ATH memory location. From this, whatever the data is there, that is going to be copied into the 12H, not into the R0. Not into the R0. Okay. Now, is it sensible? Anything is sensible here? No? Clear? The doubt is clear or what? You can speak. If writing is quite complex, you can speak. Understanding. Okay. Cleared. Fine. So the only difference, that is why in the previous slide, what I told you, the difference between the data and the address. The difference between the data and the address. Data is actual value. Address is not a value. Address is a particular memory location address. Okay. So here, this is actually the data which is stored into R0. But because I am writing at, this data is not considered as a, this value is not considered as a data. It is considered as an address. That is main important here. So ATH is not going to be stored into R0, but whatever the R0 is there into that address, that data is considered as an address here. Okay, so one more instruction I have here is move X. X stands for external. X stands for external, and whenever I am accessing the external data, and external data should be accessed only by the register addressing mode. Okay, external data should be accessed only by register indirect addressing mode. So because we want some address in the external memory, no, that address has to be stored into the DPTR register, and whatever the data I am going to send from my microcontroller into the external memory, then I have to utilize the A register compulsorily. I have to put the data into A, and then that data is going to be sent into the external memory. And whatever the data I want to take it from external memory inside the 8051, then also DPTR is going to point out in the external memory, and A is going to hold the data taking inside from the external memory into this 8051. Move external, even the external memory locations, and A will get the content from external RAM memory location 40H. Okay, that is, if suppose R0 is holding 40H, R0 is equal to 40H, then A will get the content from external RAM memory location 40H. Suppose if I am using a external RAM, and if I am using external RAM, then DPTR is going to be used. Hope the external move X and move for the register indirect addressing mode is being cleared. Right? The time is very less. There is one more addressing mode left. This, and that is indexed addressing mode. So after this class, please everyone have to join. 23 students are there, right? Soon after this, I will start the meeting once again, application once again. So please join. Later on, it might be confusion that I may put absent. Okay, but don't worry if it is absent also, not an issue. So indexed addressing mode, still I have 5 minutes. I will try to cover it in that. Now, basically, if I have one of the table array, okay, if I have any table where a multiple number of data is being written up. Now, if I want to take that data continuously, then I am going for registered addressing mode. And here what actually the source memory, that is here, this is the source memory, can only be accessed from program memory, right? The source memory should be a program memory only. Program memory, that is ROM. It is a ROM, read-only memory from the program memory. It is going to be a flash memory, not an issue with the ROM. We are going to use a flash ROM here. So always the source should be from the program memory only, and destination should be a register only. Destination should be a register. Source should be a program memory, ROM. Either it may be internal ROM or it may be external ROM. Okay. Now, okay, these are the examples. Say a PC always stores the address of the next instruction, and where that instruction is going to be stored, that instruction is stored into the ROM space, because we have a 4 kilobytes of ROM, no, internal 4 KB of ROM. Then the external ROM can be anything. It may be 8 kilobytes of external ROM. It may be a 16 KB of external ROM. It may be a 64 KB of external ROM can be connected to 8051. Okay, so it can be extended from 4 KB to 64 KB. Externally, I can connect up to 64 kilobytes because I have such addresses A0 to A15. I have such number of address lines. So now what will happen? The source must be always a program memory. A destination must be always a register, and while writing the instruction, I have to write a C, which stands for move code byte. Move a code. Move a code. Move C stands for move a code. Code stands for an instruction, a single instruction, first instruction, right? So the C in move C instruction refers to the code byte. So for the first instruction, that is for this example, what is happening? A holds 30H. Let us consider it as A. See, at A plus 30 PC, at A plus PC is there, and here it is at A plus DPTR. Now say A is holding 30H and the PC value is 1125H. PC value, that is program counter register. PC value is 1125H. So what will happen here? 1125H plus 30H. So that the total becomes how much? 1155H. So from this memory location at A, no? So from this memory location, the value is going to be stored, whatever the data present inside this memory location, that is going to be stored inside the A register or moved to the register A. Here also the same. DPTR will be having some address, A will be having some address. Both are going to be added up, and then that data from that memory location, the data is going to be stored into the A register. Okay, so maybe the meeting may end here. We will start it once again. Please join everyone quickly.